Uh-oh. Not even funny. Just a minute. Funny. Can you guys hear me now? Should always be prepared before you go live. All right. Speaking of being prepared, let me get this set up here. Sorry. There we go. There's a setting on my mic that people can hear me better at. I think it's there. Yeah, I don't know why my mic was unplugged. Man, guys, I was ready to go live like minutes ago because I'm excited about this one. I've never done this AMA in this format before. And it's, I'm excited. I have slides for you guys. If you were on my AMA last Wednesday, I had slides. Yeah, somewhere. It was awful. Crypto Durgan, good afternoon to you. Thank you. Good to have you in here. Guys, I didn't even tweet this out. While you guys are piling in, I'm going to pull this up, this actual stream onto a different tab because I want to keep tabs on who's watching, not who's watching it, but the number of views, because I'm curious how many people are actually watching on YouTube. So give me a second and I'm going to get that thing pulled up. It just has to be muted. But I can see, like on my StreamYard, I see 20. On YouTube, I see 11. Well, that's a good ratio. I like that. But the number always goes up on StreamYard. It never stops. It just always, sometimes it'll come down, but it always, on the average, goes up. I got to like it. You guys should like it too. 12 people watching, 8 likes. Yes. Okay. Damien Thrash, good to have you in here. Aloha, Ariel, it's good to see you. 26 people now. Z-Boy. All right, guys. So what we're going to do is I'm going to minimize this screen here. And I can see my stream over here on this monitor. And that's going to bother me. Thanks, Bets. I missed you guys too, terribly. Just saying. That was a not fun week. That was last week. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it. I'm not complaining. I'm explaining. That was probably the worst week of my adult life. Even I've been through military boot camp, and it wasn't as bad as missing Panama, man. I'm very upset over that. But the pain will dissipate. It will. So what we're going to do is, hey, Danny, good to see you. Shaka, good to have you in here too. Yes, guys. So hold on. I'm going to explain to you what we're going to do. Then we're going to do it. Okay. So I have not been through this format before. A lot of this is based on the presentation I have ready. It's still ready for Panama. And that one was, I actually did it last Sunday. I did the whole thing last Sunday. So this is very similar, but has a little bit of stuff cut out and some new stuff put in. So the slides are very much the same, but I'm trying to gear it more towards new people coming in, not a conference setting, but I'm still going to read a lot of it. But I found out something very useful last Friday, and it is that I can upload a slide presentation file to StreamYard and then show you guys my slide deck. It is super cool. So I have it all laid out. We're going to go through slides. I'm going to show you slides, and I'm going to take notes like you guys are accustomed to seeing me take notes, and I brought my sticky notepad home this morning, so I'll just have to use my notebook. And I'm going to take notes because I want to improve. And I think it has been getting better. I want to improve. Why? Because you guys are going to be onboarding people. And when you refer them to my channel to get acclimated to the system, I want them to find better material than you had to endure. Okay? So put up with my note taking, please. And give me a second. When you're live, man, like everything goes out the door. Okay. Notebook, pen. Hopefully I don't need to take any notes. But I do appreciate you guys being here. James, what's up? What's up, James? Why didn't you go to Panama? All right, here's the story, guys. I get on the plane. I'm at the airport, my first of 3 airplanes. I'm on the airplane, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, something's wrong. And sure enough, the pilot gets on, blah, blah, blah. And airplane, the engine wouldn't start, one of them, one of two. Need both of them, which he explained. I was like, duh. You don't think we know this? No. So they deboard us, and then I go talk to a ticket agent. She's scrolling through the thing, and she's like, well, we can get you there by tomorrow night. And this is Monday morning. So they would put me there Tuesday night. I was like, I am not spending 40 hours in the airplane system. And I felt like I was like kind of pushing it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes in life you push through a thing, and that's me 99% of the time. This one time I was like, you know what? You know, but come to find out, well, I'm not going to tell you guys. But this is the thing. Do not trust those ticket agents. Lesson learned is check it out for yourself. They have apps on your phone, which I should have had. And if I'd have looked, I could have been there. Yeah. Oh, I'm so upset. I'm very upset. But the pain will dissipate. All right, guys, you ready? We're going to cover pTGC, UFO. We're going to get into some moon math, a little bit about security, and transactions. So we're just going to get started. The hard thing is I just want to sit here and talk, but I'm like, no, Prairie, you need to get with it. Get through this, get through the presentation, which takes about 30 minutes. I think it'll take about 30 minutes. So let me start. Let me write down the start time, and we will see. So chat, if you guys have questions in the chat, I'm going to check the chat at the end of this. I'm going to try to ignore it. I'll be looking for, if you put in everything like in caps, like we can't hear you anymore, put it in all caps and I'll pay attention to that. But the rest, if you got questions as we go along, drop them in the chat. We'll address that at the end because I want to get through the material. You can't hang around today? Yeah. All right. We know you're busy shopping. Yeah. You're good. Thanks for just saying a few things. I think it helps the algorithm to get rhythming. All right. So that's what we're going to cover. So check this out, guys. How about that? Our first image. I won't wait so long either. I'm sure you'll go another time. That's crazy. Yeah. There you go, James. Yeah. 40 hours. Yeah. Let's go another time. Next year, perhaps. Guys, I'm going to introduce you to the index tokens. Index tokens of the Pulse network. So you start with these. pTGC, Pulse, the Grays currency, and UFO. The Grays currencies are, okay, we need to hold up. Oh, got the opening image. Oh, I'm supposed to explain these. Bear with me, guys. It's my first time doing this, so give me a break. So here is the chart for pTGC and over its lifetime versus WPLS. Look how this baby has been moving up against WPLS. We were at 1-to-1 with WPLS on August 26th. We are now 17-to-1, and we were like 19.9-to-1 last Friday. UFO, look at that Hummer. Okay, that's some beautiful charts. For, the WPLS is 50% of SAC price right now. 50% of SAC price. What do you think is going to happen when Pulse makes its move? Anybody want to venture a guess? Can somebody drop a rocket in the chat? I mean, it's going to be nothing less than a rocket ride. That's what we're speculating. So here they are. The BPL or pTGC and UFO. And look at this. One of the gentlemen in our chat dropped this in a couple weeks ago, and we had never seen anything like it. Have a look at this, guys. If you haven't seen this image, this is the grays compared to the RH cores. This is UFO in the blue. Can you guys see my you guys can't. Can you guys see my cursor? I don't know how. Can you guys see my cursor? I don't think you can. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. The grays isn't. I mean, UFO is in the blue. pTGC is in the gold. And this is hex in the orange, and then the other RH stickers down below here. So what you see in this image is what I'm calling an exaggerated response in any upward movement of RH tickers. Look at the response in pTGC and UFO. It's breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking. Now look at down here. We have pTGC and UFO and the other, I mean, Hex and Pulse X, and we love these tokens. We are bonded to them. We support them. We love Richard Hart. Don't take us wrong. But facts are facts. We are bonded to those tokens, and we are way up here. And as soon as they move, whenever they move, we move more. It's just like math. Okay, so that's a beautiful thing, at least for the holders of the grays currencies, which I'm going to introduce you to. pTGC and UFO. Those are beautiful logos. The grays currencies are groundbreaking, renounced, immutable, and deflationary cryptocurrencies purposefully designed to generate passive income for holders without relying on an inflating token supply. This has never been done before. They deliver the benefits of inflation without the downsides, functioning as powerful income generators. Their innovative mechanics consistently increase both the value of the tokens and the value of the liquidity pools that sustain them, setting a new standard in the crypto space. Imagine holding two tokens that pay you in multiple streams of income while your principal grows relative to the existing supply, generating you even more income. And every token reflected to you has been removed from the market, creating scarcity. And your yield isn't generated by inflation, but from tokens already in circulation. And every token earned as yield is fully backed by value sitting in a liquidity pool. We're fond of saying that people come to the grays currencies for the X's, but stay for the APY. That's me. You see, most tokens rely on number go up for holders to take profit, and their only way to take profit is by selling principal. But the grays currencies are different. You don't need to sell your principal to take profit. Instead, you can simply exit through yield, preserving the value of your principal while it continues to increase in value. You could literally earn yield the ways I'm going to describe to you, sell that yield, be in profit, and at the end of the day, own a larger portion of the supply, thereby garnering you even more yield. I know, taxes and fees sound daunting, but what if I told you that in the grays ecosystem, they're actually your ticket to building wealth? The grays currencies use fees to directly benefit holders. Think of them as the engine of the system, continuously driving growth and rewarding you for being part of it. When you invest in pTGC, the impact begins immediately. Every transaction you make burns supply, strengthens liquidity pools, and distributes rewards to holders, including yourself. So you're not just investing, you're actively building and fueling the system, creating a cycle of growth and value that benefits everyone involved. What's one thing that we can count on in crypto? Anybody going to be fast enough to answer this question? What is one thing that we can count on in crypto? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Volatility. Volatility is the one thing we can count on in crypto. And the Gray's currencies leverage volatility into an advantage for users and the ecosystem. By following the natural cycles of the Pulse chain network, these two tokens create a sustainable, rewarding system where imbalances in paired tokens trigger arbitrage, driving value creation, rewarding users, and strengthening the ecosystem. In fact, an estimated 50 to 80% of transaction volume comes from arbitrage, which happens around the clock, building liquidity pools, burning tokens, and rewarding users. And the secret to the Gray's currency's success lies in their meticulously crafted liquidity webs, allowing the Gray's currencies to function as an index. Did you catch that? Index of the top performing assets on the Pulse chain network, with a special focus on RH tickers. And notice we have Teddy Bear, PDI, Pulse. I don't know what the one with the B in it. What is that one? Axis's token, Hex, PHEX, Atropa, Inc. What's the one with the A? Oh, yeah, that's Axis's Alive. You know, PulseX, all of them. They're all in a massive web, and we have liquidity built with them, and that is the secret to the success. So I want to take a minute to describe to you why it's important that we bonded with these key assets. We're all familiar with Hart's law, which states that tokens bonded in liquidity will move together. So I want you to picture the Gray's currencies as a rock being tethered by balloons. The balloons are Pulse, PulseX, Hex, Inc., PDI. As these balloons inflate and deflate, they raise and lower the Gray's currencies. Now let's cover a few distinctions between the two assets. pTGC operates with a 5%. Wait a second. What was that? That's the wrong slide. I had the wrong slide. Oh. I was on the wrong slide. Well, here's the LP pairs. Make sure I was. This is slide 7. So, okay. If I just follow my list, I'll do fine. So pay attention, Prairie. Here's our LP pairs, and these are just the top 5 for each one, pTGC and UFO. And I gotta find a way that you guys can see my cursor on this slide. I don't know if there is a way, but I'll try to figure something out. Okay, so I want to take a minute to describe to you what's okay. I think I already did that. Okay, bear with me, guys. The fee distribution. pTGC operates with a 5% fee on all buys, sells, and transfers of tokens. Importantly, none of these fees go to developer wallets. Instead, the fees are allocated to specific functions that support the Gray's ecosystem. And here's how the fees are allocated. 2% goes to the DAO. We'll talk more about that later. 1% to stakers, 1% to holders and stakers, 0.5% buys and burns pTGC, 0.5% is added to the pTGC Pulse liquidity pool and locked forever. Bought and burned. So let's review some of the ways you can earn passive income with your pTGC. First, pTGC tokens earn what are called reflections proportional to your share of the supply. You'll see these reflections accumulating in your wallet immediately, kind of like magic, and they'll never stop as long as Pulse Chain is alive. So you can earn by holding, staking, and locking. And we're going to talk about all 3 of those. So the holding is really easy. You hold the tokens, you earn reflections. They start accumulating immediately. But the staking is the next thing we're going to talk about. And the second way to earn is with staking, a feature I absolutely love, and I consider it a no-brainer. Why? Because there are no time constraints, and stake tokens earn reflections. They still earn reflections. And also because the yield is liquid, you can compound right back into your principal or do whatever you want with your yield. You can start a stake and end that stake at any time. You can even end as little or as much of a stake as you want. Did you catch that? If you got a $1,000 stake, you can unstake $10 worth and leave the 990 there. That's just, I don't know if it gets any better than that. Well, it actually does. Just be aware that there's a modest 1% fee on the principal when you do end a stake, which is distributed to other stakers. It's worth noting that your staked principal remains in your custody, visible in your wallet, but is not transferable until you end your stake. So you got to pay attention when you're trying to send tokens. You might see them in your wallet, and you can't send them, or you can't sell them. Well, check and make sure they're not staked. We get that question all the time. Reflections and staking rewards are based. Now, listen, this is an interesting thing. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Reflections and staking rewards are based on dollar value, not token quantity. So as the value of pTGC fluctuates, the number of reward tokens for each transaction will change, but the dollar value of the tokens you've already earned will grow. For example, if you earned 1,000 pTGC tokens 6 months ago at a 10% APY, a 100x price increase makes that a 1,000% APY. And if you compounded those tokens, well, that just increases the APY, right, by a 100x. The third way to earn is by locking your tokens. By the way, locked tokens continue to earn both staking rewards and reflections. It's important to note that your tokens must be staked before they can be locked. I mean, it'll be pretty obvious when you go to lock your tokens that it's not going to work if they're not staked. So they got to be staked first. Slide 10. So I have an experimental wallet that I hold pTGC and UFO in that has allowed us to garner some interesting data over the last year. We found that not only has it earned 57% APY on the yield alone, but we found that staking earns 165% more than holding, and locking earns 230% more than holding. So let me see if there's anything I need to comment on that slide right here. No, that's pretty much it. And that 1 million pTGC stake has proven itself very valuable. We're going to talk about when we go into the moon math calculator, we're going to highlight a new calculator that Kong and I basically he built. I got the idea. He built it, and we're going to talk about some of the yield you can see for locking tokens, and it's kind of a big deal. You'll see. So here's the time lock tier system. You can lock anywhere from 90 days up to 10 years. Okay, 90 days up to 10 years. You can see like a 5-year lock will earn you 80%. 10-year locks will earn you 100%. And by the way, if you lock just 1 day into the next tier, you will earn from that tier. You will earn that percentage. Like if you lock 9 years and 1 day, you would get 100%. All right. The 90-day locks for me are, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. So bear with me, guys. Time lock for tier system. Here are the locking tiers. The 90-day lock, so long as you intend to hold pTGC for that long, is an easy yes for me. Unlike staking, though, you cannot unlock a portion. So with stakes, you can unlock just a portion of it. With locks, you got to undo the whole thing. And if it's mature, you're good. If not, we'll read about that. It has a unique advantage. When other lockers early end lock, they incur a 30% penalty, and their forfeited tokens are distributed among the remaining lockers. And here's what that could look like for you. So the penalty is 30% if you early end your lock. And we're going to have a look at what that could look like actually for, oh man, guys, I'm glad you guys are being patient with me, because I'm like a deer in the headlights right now. If I just read the script, so I'll be back. I'm gonna just slow down. I'm a little excited today. I just need to slow down and execute the plan. I went over this on Friday, and I was like, okay, just do it like you planned. Here I am doing it, and I'm trying to ad lib. And when I do that, it doesn't go so well. So this is slide 12, the time lock earning percent. So I did this as an experiment in my spreadsheet. And because I was curious, I was like, how much am I actually earning if I split up my pTGC into, if I did a ladder, and then if I did 50% in a ladder, 50% in a 10-year locks, what does that mean? Well, what that means is if you do 50, hold on a second, I think I can go back here. If you do 50% in a 10-year lock and 50% in a 9-year ladder, your total rewards would be 88.75%. In other words, that would be the average if you kind of follow that. Well, that's like a high B. That's some pretty juicy. You don't really need to do 10-year locks to get really close to 100%. You could do 50-50. And that way, every year, you have a bag of pTGC coming mature. But honestly, pTGC and UFO, as we're going to see, they're kind of like a golden goose. And why would you kill the golden goose? They produce. So, I have a ladder. I really do. And I have some 10-year locks. But I really don't intend on selling my pTGC because it's a golden goose. Okay. Let's have a look at this lock calculator. I'm actually want to move this over here. I want to make this, I'm going to have to make this bigger so I can see it. Yeah, that's better. I hope you guys ask me some questions because I want to answer questions. So get them ready, guys. This is the lock calculator on lookintoptgc.com. Go there and have a look for yourself. There are some free tabs. It's a paid for site, $24 a month, but it's highly valuable and it is going to be developed further. It's always being developed. But this is what we built into this site. I'm going to say we because I had a part of it. There is 100. I click on the screen and it advances for me. Don't do that. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to have to get used to this, guys. So there's 136 billion pTGC locked. What we're going to do is we're going to simulate an unlock amount. I want you guys to know that 1 million pTGC in a 10-year lock that I have has given us some valuable information. One of those pieces of information is that about 400 million pTGC is being unlocked every month. And I know that because of the yield coming into my wallet, I was able to backwards math it. So what this calculator does is I should remove this slide and just do the real calculator. I'm going to do that, but I'll do that later. So we're going to throw in 300 million pTGC. We really should do 400 million because that's about how much is being unlocked every month. And that's a sharp position. And then what we did is we said, okay, I'm a dolphin. I've got 30 million pTGC. And then I'm going to simulate the future price, 10 cents. And let's say I have 10-year locks. So I'm going to take home 100% of the locking penalties for my wallet size locked. So my percentage of the locking pool also. The estimated value on that would be $6,600 at 10 cents. That is only if this 300 million is a 10-year lock. If it was a 9-year lock, it would be 90% of this. If it was an 8-year lock, 80%. Okay, you follow that? I think that is very powerful. That gets my juices flowing, if you know what I mean. So locking has the potential to become an impressively rewarding strategy under the right conditions. And here's why. Unlike reflections and staking rewards, which are directly tied to price, locking rewards are based on your share of penalty tokens from early unlocks, completely independent of price. This makes locking a uniquely compelling long-term strategy with the potential for significant upside. In 2024, there was an average 400 million pTGC unlocked per month. By adding this third revenue stream to pTGC, locking perfectly complements reflections and staking. Here are some other locking strategies. Instead of locking one large, hold up guys, hold up. So here's I had to put like the most simplest notes in here. Read slide, explain slide. All right, so here's an example locking strategy. And this is something that I did for my own bags. I did 10-year locks and a percentage in 10-year locks, a percentage in a locking ladder, and then one 90-day lock. I have multiple wallets, and I did this in all of my wallets. Okay. And what you can do, a little hack that you can do is you just outline what you did and put it into ChatGPT and say, hey, Chat, this is how much I put into 10-year locks, 9, 8, and this is the rewards that they would get. And how much would I earn? How much of this locking penalty rewards would I get for my quantity of pTGC? And it will tell you. And like for me, I did 88% in 10-year locks, 8% in a ladder, and then like 4%, I think, in a 90-day lock. And it's garnering me 96.3% of the locking penalty rewards for my bag size. And I was never an A student, but that's an A. Yeah, pretty happy. Took him a long time to become an A student. But some other locking strategies are, instead of locking one large bag, listen guys, don't lock a huge bag unless don't listen. Don't lock a huge bag until you considered that you could maybe break it up into multiple bags. Okay, so that if you do need to emergency end lock, the penalty would be less than 30%. That's a pro tip, guys. Write that down or come back and re-listen to this. Also, take advantage of the next locking tier. If you lock even one day in the next higher tier, we already talked about this, you'll earn rewards from that higher tier. So many need to hear it again, I guess. There is no penalty for leaving a lock beyond the set term, and you continue to earn reflections, staking, and locking rewards. Don't compound too frequently. It's like weed whacking, poison ivy, and a bathing suit. You're going to be just frustrating yourself, wasting time, wasting gas money, even though pulse chain's cheap. About once a week is enough, unless you get a large influx of yield. Then you might want to compound more frequently, but I've done the math myself. If you want me to dig up the calculator, I can dig it up and blow the dust off and show you how compounding any more than about once a week is really not very profitable. But locking pTGC is a powerful long-term strategy, in my opinion. Now, as the Grace currencies pair with high volume assets, they tap into a robust network of liquidity that thrives on increased trading activity. As demand for its paired tokens rises, the value of the Grace currencies grows alongside them, driven by the capital flowing through shared liquidity pools. This dynamic creates an environment where both tokens benefit from rising liquidity and trading volumes. Take a sip here. There's a link to this, by the way, in the description, I think, secretobank.com. But this synergistic relationship between the Grace currencies and these high volume assets not only amplifies liquidity and trading activity, but also strengthens the long-term value proposition for holders. At the core of this design are the unique income generation mechanisms that incentivize holding over selling, creating a powerful framework for sustainable growth. Now, by holding onto these tokens, investors increase their share of the total supply, resulting in increased rewards over time. These rewards can be compounded through staking or locking, or they can be sold for profit without impacting the token's price, since each reward is backed by the liquidity pool. This allows, I need to put a comment there, I'm sorry guys. This allows holders to enjoy both capital appreciation and passive income. Yay, love that passive. Additionally, yeah, I used to be an EM and S now, but yeah, I want that, employee, now I'm self-employed. But yeah, I'm after that passive. That's like carrot in front of me, guys. Additionally, the deflationary nature of both tokens, along with staking rewards for pTGC and LP rewards for UFO, as we're going to see, further incentivizes long-term holding. Arbitrage also plays a significant role in increasing demand. AMN bots take advantage of price differences across the network, interacting with the liquidity pools and paying fees, which are funneled back into the system and rewarded to users. This continuous flow of fees increases both the liquidity and demand for the Gray's currencies, creating an environment of sustained growth and long-term value for holders. Now we're going to take a look at the UFO in particular, its fees, and the various ways you can generate passive income with it. All buys, sells, and transfers of UFO incur a 6% fee. 3% is paid to LP providers, 1% is paid to holders, 1% buys and burns UFO, 1% buys and burns pTGC. Got it, guys? Now, UFO doesn't have the staking capability that pTGC has, but it does offer investors several ways of earning passive income. I got to change the screen over here. It's so much distracting me. Let me I have my YouTube pulled up, right? And let's see how many I got. 16 on YouTube. Thanks for being here. But it is distracting me. Okay. Now we got it. UFO doesn't have the staking capability pTGC does, but does offer investors several ways of earning passive income. Holding to earn reflections, providing liquidity with these tokens, Pulse, PulseX, Inc, Hex, eHex, or PDI, and your standard DEX fees if you LP. We believe in self-custody too, so your PLP tokens stay in your wallet. UFO is designed to unite Richard Heart tokens and pTGC. It acts as a catalyst for increased arbitrage activity and volume. It uses the same technology as pTGC, leveraging arbitrage bots to capture and circulate fees within the system. Think of UFO as an expansion pack for pTGC, built with similar deflationary principles. It broadens the Gray's footprint on Pulse Chain through liquidity pools paired with high volume tokens. As UFO's liquidity grows, its presence is spread across the Pulse network, boosting transaction volume. UFO basically serves as the pacemaker driving the pTGC ecosystem's pulse. You guys like that? Yeah, I gotta pause there for effect. All right, 1 second, guys. Because, I gotta show my screen here. Because UFO tokens that are in LP positions don't earn reflections, what many users do is LP some and hold the rest liquid. LP any token listed on our DApp, they all share the same rewards. Give me a second. 1 second, guys. Important points about LP UFO. Only LP from the DApp. LP UFO doesn't earn reflections. LP any token listed on our DApp. Don't LP UFO and pTGC because you'll pay the fee for both of them, going in and coming out. LP UFO earns Pulse. Held UFO earns UFO. Bear with me here. I also have a 1 million UFO in a wallet. Actually, I had to have another 1 million UFO in the same wallet that is LP'd. And this slide here highlights the LP'd UFO. The initial cost for both sides was $6. The reflections APY was 93%. The LP'd APY was 53%. And the value today is about $122. And just so you guys know, we are doing some work on the APYs for both pTGC and UFO, and that information should be coming out soon. We're getting it smooth because a lot of people have been asking what the APY is. It's very kind of difficult to determine in this ecosystem because you have rewards that are based on volume, and you have rewards that are that are being paid to you in tokens, but as the price of the tokens goes up, the contract is buying less of the tokens, and then the tokens sitting in your wallet that you've earned are increasing in value. But it's just it's a little bit of a mix, and it's very difficult. So we've got some big brain people, bigger brain than a prairie banana, working on it, and we're getting some feedback, and we should be getting that out for you guys. And I will have it in this AMA. We'll probably put it into the Telegram, maybe make a post on Twitter or something about it. But yeah, we're trying to get that nailed down because it has been a question. I mean, people come in, they want to know. I'm like, well, then we should have an answer for them, right? Even if it's a ballpark or some kind of explanation. Okay. So how do you earn pulse with UFO? It's simple. You pair your UFO with any RH ticker, pulse, pulsex, inkx, ehex, or pDI through the UFO DApp. Please do it through the UFO DApp. If you do it on pulsex, you're going to forfeit your UFO rewards. Once paired, you obtain a UFO share rate, which is established when you add your UFO tokens to the LP pair. For every UFO token you contribute to the LP, you are granted one UFO share. That's something you want to pay attention to, those share rates, because they are going to become more and more difficult to attain as time goes on. Here's the key. Your UFO share rate is locked in and remains unchanged, even if the token counts in your pool fluctuate over time. Catch that? So you could incur impermanent loss, and many of us have, but we haven't incurred any loss on our share rate. The share rate remains fixed, and it guarantees our portion of the pulse rewards coming to the pool, or to however that works. It guarantees our portion of pulse. Okay? Share rate, as soon as you attain it, as long as you don't exit that pool, you keep it. It does not change. So Prairie Banana entered some pools early on and has suffered some pretty significant impermanent loss on his UFO, which it has its sad points. However, the one happy point is that I have a share rate that is not changing. And as long as I don't exit the pool with my UFO that has come down in quantity, then I'm good. So I don't ever intend on leaving those pools. And just like locking is like a superpower, in my opinion, and I've had this conversation, I got this idea from somebody I look up to. In my opinion, the share rate, the early share rate, and I think we're still early, where pulse chain is still below SAC rate, is another superpower. And you guys might want to have a look at it. Not financial advice, but share rates can become real difficult. The UFO share rates can be very difficult to attain as the price of UFO increases and the price of UFO tickers increases. Okay, so how does the rewards pool work? 3% of all UFO trading volume is allocated to the rewards pool. We saw that on that previous slide. The more UFO shares you own, the larger your portion of the pulse rewards. Why does being early matter? Well, as the price of UFO increases, so does the cost of obtaining a UFO share, because every UFO is one share, right? So locking in your UFO share rate early can significantly impact the rewards that you earn. For example, with $10,000 today, if you had $10,000 today, and you split that $5,000 into UFO and $5,000 into, let's say, ink, you could secure roughly 70 million UFO shares. If UFO experiences a 10x increase, someone else would need to spend $100,000 to attain the same share rate that you locked in for $10,000. Acting early can be critical to maximizing your portion of future rewards. pTGC DAO. Does anybody not know what a DAO is? Let me know in the chat if you don't know what a DAO is. I'll just go ahead and read this. A DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. It's an organization governed by smart contracts and decisions made by its members through a transparent and democratic voting process without the need for a central authority. It's pretty slick. It's, in a word, it's slick. I'm impressed with how DAOs work. And there's a lot more to it than is on the surface that we're just going to talk. There's a lot more to the DAO. pTGC was the first DAO on the Pulse network. I mean, DAOs are they're like, at least this one is locked up tight. Voting power is determined by the number of tokens staked. It must be staked. If you're a staker, you have a voting ability. All stakers can vote, and the top 100 can submit proposals. And by the way, one of the reasons that there is a fee on transferring tokens is because if you could transfer tokens for free, then you could make multiple DAO votes, and that would not be fair, right? So there is a fee for transferring tokens, and that's so people can't hack the system, play the system. Just a second, I'm making a note. The DAO is a key driver of sustainable growth, keeping pTGC agile and responsive to market changes. Think of the DAO as like a boat on a lake versus a train bound to a fixed track. So what the ability that the DAO gives pTGC is like a boat on a lake versus a train bound to a fixed track. So what sets the Grays currencies apart from other fee-based tokens is their unique combination of DAO, pTGC, for governance, staking, locking, and earning while LP'ing, in UFO's case, alongside liquidity webs valued at over $25 million. Actually, I think it's closer to $30 million today. The DAO has enabled the community to strategically acquire significant amounts of Pulse, PulseX, Hacks, Inc., and other assets, taking advantage of price opportunities at the bottom of Pulse chain that may never be available again. And as the prices of these assets rise, they're contributing to the creation of massive liquidity webs. For example, their combined Pulse pool alone is worth $5 million today. If Pulse were to 100x, the value of that pool would soar to $5 billion. In such a scenario, arbitrage bots would need to move 100 times more value, bringing more value to holders. So you bought pTGC, you staked it, you locked it, and you even hold some UFO and are LPing some of it. Congratulations, you're now earning several streams of income every single day. That's fantastic. But you may be wondering, what can I do with this passive revenue? Well, you have options. If you need instant liquidity, you can sell your yield anytime. You're not going to significantly impact the chart. Besides, we are all here to make a profit. You could simply let your earnings accumulate and grow your holdings over time, and then buy something nice for you and your wife. You can compound your rewards back into your principal, or to maximize earning potential, you can add to your stake and even create new locks. It's totally up to you and your individual investing priorities and desires. Here is what the Grays are to me. Make a note here. There are only 1,200 UFO wallets that hold $1,000 or more. There are only 2,300 pTGC wallets that hold $1,000 or more. There are only 11,000 pTGC wallets and 5,000 UFO wallets. 50 to 80% of volume is bots. 11.7% of pTGC and 7.5% of UFO has already been bought and burned. They are a claim check on RH tickers. We have a whale that holds 11.7% of the supply. It's the dead address. Every pulse rotated into pTGC in August has since done a 13x. Every reward is backed by value in LP. They're hyperdeflationary. They're the golden goose of crypto. The bigger our LP pools become, the harder the machine will work. The founder is a student of Richard Hart. There are no founder allocations. The founder is engaged with the community, benevolent and semi-doxed. pTGC and UFO thrive in a volatile environment. The supply is continually reduced with every transaction, whether initiated by a bot, a buyer, or a seller. They are getting the attention of some of the largest players on Pulse Chain. They have a combined $25 million in LP. They're like a Lambo, revving its engine, waiting to drop the clutch. They offer several streams of passive income. They thrive in a volatile environment. They're like cash-flowing Miami beachfront property with zero overhead. They're paired with the most promising tokens on the Pulse network. They're so autonomous, we technically don't need users for this machine to still work. They're like the needle in the haystack. They are a referral token. Just invite your friends. We're averaging 42 new wallets per day. I'm taking it. It's true. pTGC has over $17 million in mostly burned LP. When Pulse or any RH ticker runs, the grays run harder. They're the easy button of the Pulse network, letting you effectively own even more RH tickers. Let me illustrate to you the power of these two machines. In this slide, you're seeing the potential ability for pTGC and UFO to effectively burn $128 million in pTGC tokens. If we had, and this just illustrates the power of the machine. I'm not saying that we would do this, but we had the ability to if we wanted to. If we had $10 million in volume, at least on average, per day for 1 year, the Dow could burn $200,000 per day. pTGC could burn $50,000 a day. Well, it would burn $50,000 a day. UFO would burn $100,000 a day. The yearly total, if we included the Dow, $128 million. That's a buyer. That's a $128 million buyer. That's $128 million of buy pressure. Where do we send it? To the dead wallet. So that's a buyer that would never, ever sell. Think of it. If no prices changed and we had $10 million in volume every day for 1 year, and the Dow did nothing but buy and burn pTGC, we literally have the ability to create, I'm reading what I just talked about, $128 million of buy pressure and send those tokens to the dead address. That's a $128 million buyer that will never sell. I know. You might be thinking, the Grays currencies, they've already done a combined thousands of X's, but haven't I missed my chance? Let me read to you a letter written by one of our community members, Shaka Vibes. If you feel like you've missed your chance, let me reassure you, the Grays currencies are a rare opportunity where being late to the party might actually work in your favor. These projects stand out not due to hype, but because of their unique mechanics. At their core is a growing liquidity web and innovative tokenomics. Every transaction, even on pairs that are one away from direct pairs, generates fees that are paid to holders and fees that are invested back into the project. pTGC and UFO, this is me. We're done with Shaka Vibes. pTGC and UFO are already doing hundreds of thousands of dollars in volume every day. And we've seen, actually, this is old. We've seen $1 million in pTGC and $2 million in UFO. Yeah, we had $1.5 million last Thursday, Friday, and I recorded another $1 million in 24-hour volume today. So things are heating up. It's time to get in, guys. It's like the candles are red right now. That's a buy signal. Does anyone have any doubt that they will do at least $10 million on at least one day in Pulse Chain's bull run? And none of that value is from inflation. None of that value is from inflation. It all comes from transactional value, which has to be bought from the chart. So it's not only paying you APY, it's buying those tokens out of the existing LP pool before it's being paid to you, making it so the tokens that you hold you're earning this. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I had this a little more smooth. And this is actually an older rendition, sadly. Okay, making it so the tokens that you hold that you're earning this APY on are actually becoming worth more just by paying you APY. I hope you followed that because I sure didn't. And I wrote it. You can even sell this APY every day, and the percent of the APY that you're receiving will constantly increase due to the fact that the token supply is continually decreasing. Now, let me read you a letter from the founder. I scraped this off. It was so good. I scraped it off of Twitter. I don't know. We got some geniuses in this ecosystem. The Grace currencies serve at, and we're almost done, guys. By the way, we are almost done with the presentation part. The Grace currencies serve as performance amplifiers for the Pulse Chain network. Imagine the entire liquidity web filled with Pulse, PulseX, Hacks, Inc., UFO, and all the top blue chip assets, meme coins, and promising narratives on the blockchain. As new assets prove their worth, they can be added to the ever-growing web, creating a dynamic and expanding ecosystem. Now, applying the Grace currencies mechanics, both projects generate revenue from transaction fees. These fees are funneled back into the ecosystem, benefiting holders. With pTGC's cap supply and UFO's innovative design, this revenue is forced to fit into fewer tokens over time, making them hyper deflationary. This means the price floor for the Grace currencies is mathematically pushed higher, continually amplified by automatic buy and burn mechanisms, automatic liquidity pool additions, and yield payments to holders, constantly reducing supply on the market. This process is self-sustaining and mutually reinforcing. The Grace currencies are reflexive in nature with their LP pairs. When Pulse, PulseX, Hacks, Inc., UFO, and other top assets perform, the Grace currencies benefit from these price movements, realizing the same gains because of their connection to the PulseX LP. This is known as the X multiplier, where the performance of Pulse Chain's core assets drives the value of the Grace currencies. Both projects are designed to deliver fair, stable, and non-inflationary yields to holders, fueled by network activity, not inflation. This makes the Grace currencies a true bet on Pulse Chain. For those who understand what Richard Hart has built, the Grays are an absolute game changer. It's where math, mechanics, and money converge into an unstoppable force. With the Grace currencies, you own some of the best assets on chain, all within these two tokens. These tokens generate sustainable liquid yield while constantly driving the price floor higher over time and creating millions of dollars in outside revenue, which is returned to holders. They are complete, transparent, and immutable. They are fully audited, renounced, and protocol owned. Liquidity ensures their flawless operation and security. These tokens are built for self-custody, giving you control of your assets. Richard Hart once said, there are two ways to pump a token to the moon: create deflation and create demand. pTGC and UFO are both deflationary, and the bots are driving the demand. We have 6 public meetings every week for you to ask any questions, interact with the founder and myself, learn, interact, and they're listed right there. If you want to screenshot that, take a picture with your phone, I'll leave that up for a minute. And we're going to go into moon math here after this. First, we're going to go through the chat after I take a sip of water. Appreciate you all being here. Please like this and subscribe to my channel if you would. Just one second. I hope you guys can't hear me drinking. That's kind of gross. All right. Okay. Now, who has questions? David says, evening all. James Dean says, you mentioned pTGC did 3.8 million %? Yeah, I think so. And UFO did 3.3700%. You showed didn't reflect different. Oh, hold up, guys. I gotta get this right in front of me. Actually, hold on. Oh, let me show this on the screen so you guys can remove this. And you guys can read this with me. You mentioned pTGC did whatever percent that is, and UFO did 30 that, and you showed didn't reflect difference between RH tokens and Gray's currency. Graph shows a difference of less than 1,000% for Gray's currencies. Well, let's go back. Can I go back to that slide? I think I can. Just give me a second and I will bring that slide back up. We can talk about it. I think I know what you're talking about. This slide, right? pTGC did 3.8 million%, and UFO did, can't see that, did 3,3,800. Then you showed didn't reflect difference between RH tokens and Gray's currency. Graph shows a difference of less than 1,000% for Gray's currency. I'm sorry, James Dean, I am not following your question. I'm really not. I apologize. But if you can restate it, then I will run through it. If I can understand, I just have to be able to understand it. Can we go through the Dow, can we, through the Dow, this is Mayor Will's question. Can we, through the Dow, create a new liquidity pairs with most and pump if they happen to be RH memes and the upside can be enormous? We can. And we have that ability through the Dow. If you think that those tokens are a good fit for a pairing, reach out in the Telegram. Just put it in the Telegram. Say, hey, to whom it may concern, can you guys consider with, making an LP with most and pump or any token? Or if you're a top 100 staker, you can submit a proposal. You have to be a top 100 staker, which today takes about 390 million tokens. So, but the top 100 stakers are heavily invested in this project and they want to see its success. So what do you think they're going to want to do? If they see that most and pump are good speculation, they're going to be submitting the proposals. But from my perspective, if you think those are worthy tokens, I wouldn't wait. I'd say something in the chat. That's just me. That's how I would do it. Not long now, UFO and pTGC are about to go again. I hope you're right. I know you're right. How do I know? Because it doesn't take long. It don't take long. These tokens, there are people waiting for a dip. And we're having a dip. Let's have a look together, guys. Let me minimize this so I can see my screen. I am curious. I've been curious all day. What is the volume? Well, this was this morning. There are people, and this is right now. Yes! That's $1 million, guys. 940,000. You can call that 900 grand if you want. I'm calling it $1 million. That's some good cheese. Are you serious? Did I refresh that? Yeah, that's pTGC. What do we got on UFO? This is secretobank.com, guys. And I probably should be looking to pTGC. UFO ain't doing too bad. 500,000. Yeah, they're gonna go again. So, and I haven't looked at the prices yet in a while. Let's look at that. Oh yeah, man. Well, Prairie Banana sounds like he's happy about a big red candle. Yeah. Because there have been people waiting for this. Good people waiting for an entry. And when you have a big red candle like this, we know where we're going. Back here. So we went down 18%, right? And all that volatility, people selling coins, buying them back up. That's why we're having the volatility that we're having. And then we're going to go, I know we're going back. So we're going to go back. That's a 36% spread, round trip. I never understood. I never even thought about that before. That is a 36% round trip. Yeah, man. That is, if you hold these tokens, That has meaning. And what does that mean? It means you're getting paid. And that was UFO. What's the round trip on pTGC? 38%. And if you go back from a few days ago, it's even better. It's even greater. 74%. Okay, to go from where we are today back up to where we were 3 days ago, it's 37%. So the round trip, 74. Guys, these are volume and volatility based protocols. And we make money when there's volatility. This right here is volatility. That's what we want. So red candles, yeah, man, all day. Green candles, they're coming. You just got to be patient. Ayok, how you doing, buddy? He says, am I able to add extra tokens to a staked and locked tokens? Yes, you can. We're going to actually, let me star that, and we'll see if we can talk about that when we get to the DApp. I started, and we've been going for an hour and 6 minutes, so we got to wrap this up. I started 4 different short-term stakes, and I wanted to add to them, but I am on mobile, so maybe my options are different from desktop. I would never do crypto on a mobile. I check my portfolio and my tracker on my mobile. I do not transact on a mobile. Merge Hex. Yes, sir. This is recorded. It's on my channel. This is a live that's going to be on my channel. Please sub. I appreciate you guys subbing and following me on Twitter and all that good stuff. Crypto Stylist, good morning. It's good to see you as always. She's my friend. I even know her first name. I'm not going to tell you. We're on a first name basis. Don't take that the wrong way. Digging the fire sale. There you go, man. Yes, the fire sale. It is a fire sale. Beautiful. So why are we in the red? I'll show you exactly why we're in the red if you don't know. This right here is why we're in the red. WPLS. We are a leverage play on the Pulse network. And see how we got red here, and we got red in pTGC and UFO. And we're also a leverage on Bitcoin. What has Bitcoin been doing? It's in the red. Okay, this is very normal. And what I have been hearing from my friends, what I've been hearing from my friends is that Q1 is going to be a little rough. Q2 is going to be a little wonderful. So we just got to hodl and be positive. Dollar cost average in, and it'll get better. Mergex, how is this paying pTGC and UFO holders on big dips? All right. So it's weird that I like to be able to see the big screen. How is this paying holders on big dips? Okay, so yesterday we were, let's say, 20% higher. Let's say we dropped 20% in the last day, in the last 24 hours. And let's say that was the result of people selling $100,000. $100,000 of pTGC was sold. Out of that $100,000, there's $5,000 being taxed. Okay, those people and the bots had to pay 5% tax. So at $100,000, that's $5,000. Okay, 2% is going to the Dow, and you asked, how is this paying holders? Well, 2% goes to the Dow, 0.5% burns pTGC, 0.5% is added to LP with Pulse, and then this is where you come in. 1% goes to holders. 1% of that $5,000 goes to holders. So if you were a 1% holder, that's 5,000 times 0.01. That'd be $50 out of $100,000 in volume. That's what we should talk about, is the volume. Okay, $100,000 in sales is $100,000 in volume. So, and that's $5,000. 5,000. That'd be $1,000 to holders and $1,000 to stakers. So if you're a 1% holder, that'd be $50. If you're 1% staker, that's another $50. See how that works? And then when the price is down like it is, and people are see it as an opportunity, and they want to buy, so it's going to go back up. That's another $100,000. So you got $200,000. So you didn't just make $50 for staking, $50 for holding. Well, now when it returned, you made double that, $200. Make sense? That's how it works, man. That's pretty cool. So these are volatility and volume-based protocols. Let's get into the moon math. Can't believe we've been going for an hour, 10 minutes. But let me get logged in. Guys, I love the moon math. I still get a kick out of it. We're going to do, when you send your friends to this presentation next time, it's going to be a little different. I learned, the funny thing is, when I'm relaxed in my office and I'm working on it, I'm like, oh yeah, it looks good. And then when I actually come in here and do it, I'm like, no, it ain't that good. And I go in, I got to fix things. I'm like, no, it ain't that good. It's awful. So we got some work to do. All right, we're going to run through this real quick. Moon math, after a swig. Drop in your questions if you got any. So what this calculator does, this is the moon math calculator. It's a Hart's law. Oh, I can watch this, guys. Hold up. I want to do something to practice here. Give me a second. See if this works. Can you guys see a little red circle around I don't see it on the screen. Hopefully you guys can. Give me a second. I don't think you guys see a little red circle around my cursor, and that's a bummer. What's that volume website? Secretobank.com. Yeah, man. I think you're becoming a pTGC and UFO nerd. Welcome. Secretobank.com. And this one is lookintoptgc.com. Here's the moon math. And why does it not show my cursor? That is a real big bummer. I got it for you guys. I'm gonna have to fix that. Hart's law analysis. We're gonna compare pTGC and Pulse, and we'll do UFO and Pulse. We're gonna click on this. We get a token pair. What we're gonna do is we're gonna input an X factor of. See, right now we're 17 Pulse per pTGC. We're gonna call that 8, not 28, 8. Because on August 26th, it was 1-to-1. Now it's about 17-to-1. Let's get a little more accurate here. Get a little more accuracy. What is it? It is 15-to-1. Whoa, this is a big dump. All right, we're going to fix it. We're going to make it 7. X factor of 7. What does that mean? It means we're going to speculate that pTGC is going to move up against Pulse at a factor of 7 times. And also, so that's 7. And then Pulse, we're going to say it does 100x. So what do you think the x's on that is going to be? Well, I know what it's going to be. I've learned. It's 700x from the price right now. 7x from the price right now. I already click calculate. We got to make sure it's 100x. Calculate. That would be a 49-cent pTGC or 700x. So granted, we've done 15x against Pulse. I only put in 7. Let's see if we do another 15x against Pulse and Pulse does 100x. Well, that's going to be $1 pTGC. By the way, that's what's going around the rumor mill, guys. I ain't going to repeat it. UFO would be the same. And UFO has actually moved up against pTGC, against Pulse, a little more than pTGC. So if we put in an X factor of 10 for UFO and Pulse does 100x, that gives us a 5-cent UFO or 710 potential. Now let's go to the reflections, and we'll come back to the lot calculator. Reflections. I love this. As a matter of fact, I got some work to do in my notebook here. Reflections analysis. We'll go into experimental mode. I like to use the demo wallet. Calculate yields. What does this do? This tells you, hey, and merge. This might be interesting to you because this is going to show us what pTGC and UFO are going to earn at certain volume levels. Like today, you know, pTGC is at about $1 million in volume right now. UFO is at 500,000. This is going to simulate what we could be earning at certain volume levels. So let's say we had not just $1 million, but $5 million in volume for pTGC. Well, the yearly return would be 10% APY. And that doesn't include any price fluctuations on the tokens. Doesn't include that. 10% APY. This gentleman here is a shark position. The holder of this wallet up here. This is a demo wallet. I think the site builder probably got it off of just maybe deck screener or something. It's a shark. His bag is worth $850,000. Wait a second. Oh yeah, he's got 1.22 billion pTGC. I was thinking UFO. So $850,000 bag. He's earning, what was it? 10% APY. This is what he would be earning per year at $5 million in volume. $83,000 per year. Reflections only. If those tokens were staked, he would earn 165% on top of that. And if they were locked, 230% on top of that. Does all of that make sense? And that's only reflections. And some of the smaller positions are down here. They're basically, so that was one shark. You know what? I think we just need it next time. We need to just go straight down to one shark. I think we're gonna do that next time. Okay. A shark position is $200,000. He would earn $20,000 for that amount of volume. So if we 10x'd that volume and went from $5 million to $50 million, that would be $200,000 in yield for a $200,000 bag. Hey, Queen Pooey, good to see you. Let's look at UFO. And if you guys, if you guys want to screenshot this, and then you can use it or just get the subscription. If you want to get the subscription for $24 a month to be a nerd like the rest of us, you can do that. Or you can screenshot it. It's up to you. UFO at $5 million in volume. Right now, we got $500,000 in volume right now. So at $5 million, what would a shark earn? But it would earn $181,000 in a year. So a shark right now is 646,000. Hold up. A shark is shark ain't $646,000 UFO. How is that possible? That's a 1.3x shark. Anyhow, if this dude has 930 million UFO, it doesn't cost $646,000 for 930 million UFO. I'm going to show you guys. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, we're going to go UFO 930 million. 930 million. 930, 3, 4, 5, 6. It costs $68,000. All right, not $646,000. All right, we got some work to do on the site. Ain't nothing perfect in this world. Crypto is near perfect, though, I have to admit. Anyhow, so this is going to be, I think this is going to all be off. Well, this might be correct, but it could be wrong. So I'm not going to, I'm not going to continue with that. I think Kong has some work to do. I will message him for you guys. Kong, fix your site. If you're watching, you're probably laughing with me. Fix site. And that was on UFO. And maybe I'm misunderstanding something. All right, now before we go to the lot calculator, I'm going to answer some questions. Are most holders squid positions in both UFO and pTGC? Just curious. More wealth? I am not sure. Are most holders squid positions? And I wish I knew the answer to that question. Where can we find that? I think, couldn't we find that on, there's got to be some kind of block explorer where we can see that. Dude, guys, we haven't even gotten into the DAP yet. We're going to do it. We are going to do it, even if we go long. Okay, that's a good question, More. I don't know the answer. Ask it in the Telegram or DM me and I'll find it for you. The protocol is designed with the fees so that the end users on buys, sells, humans, and volume would speed up the inevitable. Yes. Queen Pute, you are correct. We got to get cooking, guys. I don't want to have long videos. Lock calculator. Simulated unlock is going to be the 400 million that I alluded to. That is on the average per month. Average, guys. For my experimental wallet, there's an average of 400 million pTGC being unlocked every month. Let's say you have 10 million in a 10-year lock, and the price is now 10 cents. And 10-year lock is going to earn you 100%. That's going to send $2,933 worth of tokens to your wallet. Congratulations. I don't want to skimp on security. We went through, Okay, guys, hold up. How many times you guys got to hear that? Guys, hold up. Security. Guys, do yourselves a favor and make sure you're doing your crypto wisely. Use a hardware wallet. And I don't have one with me. Usually I do. I like the Trezors. I have them in my pockets. Use a hardware wallet. Don't get the new ones. Get the battle tested ones. The Trezors are great. The Ledgers are fine, I think, unless you don't, as long as you don't mind their little security issues that they've had multiple times. There is a referral link in the description of this video for you to go buy a Trezor. Only get it direct from the manufacturer. Don't buy it on Amazon, even if they got an official store. You need to cut out the middlemen. Take your security serious. Engrave your seed phrases in something that is flood-proof and fireproof. Do not digitize your seed phrases. Do not screenshot them. Do not whisper them out loud. Don't key them into a keyboard. Don't give them to anybody that asks you for them. They are your crypto. Treat them like your crypto. If you don't have your seed phrases, crypto go bye-bye. And that's sad. We don't want you to get scammed. We don't want our token being sold down. So take crypto serious. This side of the bull run, you don't want to be at the top wishing and wondering, oh no, my stuff's in a hot wallet. Maybe now it's time to secure it. I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow it's gone. Don't wait till tomorrow. Action trumps everything. Do it now. Do it now. When you're transacting, make sure that you are focused and deliberate, and that you're verifying your contract addresses. I have mine on a yellow sticky. All right, an orange sticky right here. Those are the ones for pTGC and UFO. And when I'm transacting, I'm looking at the first three, the middle three, and the last 3 or 4. Because I don't want to lose my golden gooses. In Telegram, set your settings to where your phone is turned off. Ensure that nobody can call you or add you to groups. You don't want to be added to a group and suddenly find out you're in a scam group. And disable auto downloads. Do some things to secure your crypto. When you're buying pTGC, Set your slippage to 6%. When you're buying UFO, set it to 7%. Use the auto router and watch your wallet. Watch your wallet. When you're just every single step, pay attention, validate it, and boom, and you'll do it right. Use an MEV blocker. I think if you install it into Rabby Wallet, it keeps it there. I recommend Rabby Wallet for your hot wallet, but use a hardware wallet. Follow me on X, that's Twitter. Subscribe to my YouTube, I'd appreciate it. It's an easy tip. I don't care if you even watch my videos. I mean, I'd like to, of course, but just follow me, subscribe. Join the Gold Circle Space Force. That should be a final slide. Gold Circle. Just bear with me, guys. Okay, you see my, on my profile picture for my YouTube, it has a gold circle around it. We want you to have one too. Why? Because it shows that we are a united front for the Grays currencies. Whenever you're on socials, Twitter, YouTube, Telegram, wherever you are, and people see that gold circle and they have gold circle, to be like, yeah, man, it's one of my bros. Okay? So get you a gold circle, and we understand some people can't, or it's just maybe not wise for them to do it, and that is okay too. But if you can do it, get a gold circle, and it also shows people that, you know, what token is going big time in your wallet. Yeah, it's the Grays. So get you a gold circle and join the Gold Circle Space Force. And we have spaces tomorrow at 5:30 Pacific time. Spaces on Twitter. And voice chat is going to be on Tuesday. We'll have this AMA again on Wednesday. It'll be a little bit different because it needs to be. And okay, we got questions. We got to address questions. Queen Pooey. Oh yeah, man. Always use a hardware wallet. Oh, that's why as I want. You know, this is my show, and that's one. Security is one of my things, man. I've heard too many sad stories. Trezor, yep. There you go, man. You got it. Please, for the love of God, adhere to what the banana is saying. I say, oof, thank you, man. I love that stamp of do not trade while high or drunk. Yeah, and better yet, don't do those things. Be sober, right? Great TG security advice on privacy settings. Oh, thank you. I don't hear anybody doing that. That's why I was like, I am. The queen needs a gold circle. Yes. Okay. Gold circle is, let's see, I'll show it to you guys since we're on the topic. This is where you go. I don't have the ad to show you, but you go to secretobank.com. This is a free site. Click on Gray's profile picture, and you will upload your profile, and then just adjust it. And then, oh, we have some new ones. We have 3 new ones. Well, maybe 2. But good deal. Good deal. I didn't even ask for any today, except for right now. Good job, guys. So choose your file, upload it, adjust it, and then somewhere down here, you're going to download it. Probably after you upload it and stuff. Okay? And yeah, you put your gold circle and you download it and you upload it to your Twitter, Telegram, and YouTube for the reasons I just stated. Are there any other questions? Going once. 271 people here. Give me one moment. I want to check and see how many people are watching on YouTube, like really watching. 20. You want to know something funny? I learned that on Twitter, Twitter counts views as even somebody that like scrolled past, and it sends those view counts to StreamYard, and StreamYard adds those views on Twitter to the ones on YouTube, and I got 271 right now. So let's do an experiment here, and I will show you guys. Watch this. We can do something together here. We have 14 seconds. We're going to see how many viewers are on Twitter. It'd probably be like 230. Yeah, 250. Yep, there it is. That adds up. Guys, it's been fun. It's been real fun. And next time it'll be better. And I'm thankful that you like the security stuff. Guys, go out and crush it. Dollar cost average. Tell a friend or two about pTGC and UFO. And we will see you guys on Wednesday. Thanks so much for showing up. Bye.